going on, guys? Talon back here today, and all 5 have officially been released. It is time to judge, rate, and see who is the top god tier card, essentially. I mean, that's what we have termed them now. They are the god cards. They are above Gogeta, and we are going to see who ranks number 1. And so I thought what I'd do is I'd go on to DBZ Space, and I'm going to go through each of the categories of going from my number 5 pick to number 1 pick. Now, this by no means means that any of them are bad. They are all really good cards. If you have at least one of them, yes, some are better than others, but nonetheless, having at least one, it is still pretty good. So don't sell them all short just yet, okay? So I'm going to go through my number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. I'm going to go through first their own abilities and everything, and then I am going to go into the teammates that they can bring along, essentially, to back them up and see exactly what works better. Because if one leader is particularly really good, but the, supporting characters are not that good, then that might rank them a little lower. So let's get on over to the websites. I'm going to show you all the details and everything. We're going to go through all of them. We're going to analyze it, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on why I think someone might be ranked number 5 all the way up to number 1. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so before I get into my top number 5 pick here, essentially, okay, I'm going to be using a combination of DBZ Space, and then I copied some photos from Dokkan Wiki, essentially, okay? So we're going to go, like I said, from my number 5 to number 4, number 3, number 2, to number 1. And like I've stated before, even though some people will probably disagree with me, it's okay even if you have my number 5. All of these guys are really good leaders, okay? It also depends on the support you have. Sometimes someone can be really good, but if their support's not that good, it doesn't matter. So let's get straight into it. At number 5, I'm going to have to go with Brawley. You probably guessed this one, unfortunately. And I feel like Brawley kind of got shafted a little bit. Putting him together with the Vegito was kind of like, kind of like a consolation prize almost if you weren't able to pull Vegito, I feel. And because Brawley's actually really good in terms of his own personal abilities. Himself, he is really good. So, as you all know, he plus 3 HP attack and defense up by 70%. He's for all physicals, okay? Causes supreme damage. And when your key meter is 8 or more, your attack goes up 7,000. And you do an additional super attack against one opponent. That is ridiculous. That is really, really good, okay? Links include the usual Sand Race, Sand Lineage, Super Saiyan, Fierce Battle, Prepare for Battle. The nice thing is that he has Prepare for Battle, which is really nice. Unlike his Strength counterpart, he doesn't even have that. So at least he can link now with anyone who has Prepare for Battle, which is really nice. And his max stats, his HP is ridiculous. As usual, his defense is pretty weak. But overall, he's not a bad card by any means. And then also, when you hit key, his 12 key multiplier, it's increased by 150%. So that right there, he's not a bad leader at all. He's not a bad leader. He's really good. But let's take a look at what he works with, though, because when he works with his own element, it's not exactly the greatest. So if we go into all the physicals here, we've got some good physicals, some good heavy hitters. We've got the new Shinron, we've got the full power Frieza, we've got the Kid Buu, we've got the Piccolo there, which is really good for defense. So they're all pretty good. But one thing the physicals lack is they don't have any kind of like tank guys or anything like that. Tech has Golden Frieza, Agility has Golden Frieza again, and Vegito. Strength, I wouldn't say has a tank. Oh, I did that, but they got a tank. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, completely forgot about that one, even though I have him. So, and then Intel's got some good defensive characters. Janemba, for example. So that right there, we don't have anyone for physical like that. The closest one you have here is this Piccolo. And he'll greatly lower the defense, and then everyone gets defense up 70%. But that's only during that turn. So that right there is not very good. And then you don't seem to really have any stunners for physical. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I went through a bunch of these cards, and I don't think any of them stun. They are great at sealing supers. You have the Bardock here, you have the Gotenks here, and these guys will, seal the supers. But if you can't nullify some of that damage that is done to you, especially with some of these super events where they attack 5 times in a row, it doesn't matter. So, unfortunately, this is where Brawley falls short, is with the support that he's with. And it's the only reason that the next guy goes above him, because the next guy, his abilities are kind of, I would say, the most balanced, but he has amazing support characters. So overall, though, if you have physical Brawley and you have a good physical team, you can do some real damage. The only event I would stay away from is Omega Shenron, because that is just hard as can be. So, unfortunately, I had to put Brawley at number 5. I still love using him, though. He's great for world tournaments because he'll just attack 2 people at once, and he's great. And he doesn't have that defensive weakness that the strength one has, so that's always really good right there. So that's personally going to be my number 5. So, my number 4 now is going to be the Omega Shenron. Now, the Omega Shenron, I would say it's a very, very close race for these two. The only reason I have Omega Shenron here is because of the supportive cast that he can bring with him. And I'll get into that in a second here, but let's go over his abilities real quick, okay? So, as we all know, Strength, Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 70%, causes immense damage to the opponent, and greatly lowers defense. That right there is number 1, is pretty nice about him. He greatly lowers defenses. You can take this guy against Brawley if you saw that Dokkan promotion video for him. And then his passive skill is attack plus 80% and all enemies attack minus 30%. That is really nice right there. So those abilities are already starting to put him a little bit above Brawley. Brawley has that extra feature where he can do an additional super attack, which Omega does not do. But because he can greatly lower defense and attack, that is really nice. Don't forget, you can also increase your own attack at that, okay? His link... Now, the real thing I don't like about Omega is that he's Omega. He's from GT. He doesn't have many links. I mean, he's got the GT link, but the only thing he really has that a lot of people will like is Big Bad Boss and Shocking Speed. Those are the only things. But I feel like you could have given Shocking Speed if you had made this guy Cell or Boo or something like that. So it's a little weird, in my opinion, that they still made Omega Shenron the strength version, in my opinion. So I don't know. I would have preferred a different boss. I would have preferred Cell, not Frieza. Frieza has plenty of guys. I don't know. There could have been some other people that they could have done. So either way, though, he's not a bad card by any means. And then down here for the additional information, the nice thing about this guy as well is he also has a 7,000 defense. I think he's got the most defense unrivaled, except for legendary art Goku, I believe, or something like that. So. And then, as before, he can, you know, bring down attack, bring down defense, which is really nice. So, he's definitely a powerful card. Now, let's look at his team that he'll be working with, because that is, you know, definitely where this guy shines. Count them off. Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the new Strength Gotenks, who stuns, by the way, and Vegeta stuns, and he has a defensive boost. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is an amazing card. I use him to this day. Beerus is nice if you get his passive move off. This guy as well increases defense, which is really nice. He's a beast, and he lowers defense, he does big damage and lowers attack pretty well. So that's always nice. You can tell Strength just has a lot of good cards. Even the Frieza Cooler Fusion, they have a pretty good link or passive ability, which is really nice. So that right there, just even if Omega himself is not considered OP essentially, bringing your supportive class, you're going to kick some ass here. So this is why I have Omega at 4. Like I said, if we were just comparing the two characters themselves, I would have them neck and neck at each other because that extra super does help a lot with Brawley, but Omega's going to have to take 4th place. Now, for the next one, this again was a really close battle. So next is going to have to go to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Him and Buhan were neck and neck, but I had to put him here because... and actually, I would take that back. I would put them about even, almost. Because the nice thing about Gotenks is you can really play the battle to your liking. Like I said, I put them about right there, give or take, just because. But let's take a look at Gotenks' skill real quick. So Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 70% for tech guys, okay? Now, he has 3 different super attacks. If you go to Ki gauge 9 and 10, you do Super Kamikaze Ghost attack. Key 11 is the Boo Boo Volleyball, and Key 12 is the Ghost Attack again, okay? Now, his passive skill is if you use your super, you go up 120%, which is really nice. That is the same as full-powered Frieza, and we all know full-powered Frieza maxed out is really, really good. Now, if you do the 9 and 10 bar, you do immense damage. If you do the 11th one, the Boo Boo Volleyball, you do immense damage and greatly raise your attack. And then the nice thing is if you do your 12 gauge one, you greatly lower defense. If you guys saw my video from yesterday, I did one on beating Brawley with none of the special Brawley cards at all because Gotenks just kept lowering the attack or defense like no tomorrow, which is really nice. Not to mention he's got Fused Fighter, Over in a Flash, all that good stuff. So he's got great links. So he's definitely a really good card, and I think it allows you to kind of play around with your opponent's you know, because you can be like, okay, I'm going to lower your defense this round, and the next round, oh, look, you're in a boo-boo volleyball. I'm doing 1,000,000 damage to you or 900,000 damage to you, which I've done before against like Golden Frieza and everything. So he's definitely a very good hard hitter. Now, let's go take a look at what he has for his supportive cast, because that, like I said, oops, that is Intel. We want Tech. So, Tech, you can run the legendary art Goku here if you wanted to, but you have Tech Cell, the nuker. We've got the Golden Frieza, who's a tank, which is really, really nice. You got Vegito here, which is really good as well. He's great if you put him first. You can boost everyone's attack like no tomorrow, which is great. Buff Boo reduces defense as well. Adding him and Gotenks for double greatly lower defense is an amazing ability. You can just take down everyone's defense real fast and be like, hey guys, I'm gonna do like over 1,000,000 damage to you now. It's great. The new Gohan, if you stay in the battle long enough, you can definitely hit him pretty hard. You've got the God Goku. You got Beerus, who can go Fury mode, and not to mention you have all the apes as well for at least, I think, at least one in each category, but you add Beerus in here as well. Fury mode is amazing, so I wish I had him. I wanted to pull him so badly. So, and overall, Tech has a lot of good supportive cast that you can bring along with. A lot of stunners. Lots of stunners. You guys know me. I'm all about the stunning, so definitely bring your stunners for this team. And you can just, even if fighting against, you know, Intel cards, you can just keep stunning them and they'll never attack you. So you just keep doing the damage, breaking their defense, and just keep going back and forth. And it's a great ability. It really is. So this is why Tech is at 3. You would think, oh, well, shouldn't he be like a 2 or 1? The thing that I have to say, though, with the Tech, though, where Buhan comes in is when we get into his passive skills. So if we look at Buhan here now, he is the Intel of this. Type Key +3, attack, defense, and HP up 70%. He also, though, has some different levels to his super. So if you have his super at level 1, he does a Super Kamehameha. If you have it from level 5, he does the Vice Shout. And if he has a level 10, you have a 30% chance of doing a Ghost Kamehameha, which does crazy damage. Not to mention that when you have it at level 5 or level 10, you lower attack and defense. You lower attack and defense. Gotenks only lowers defense, but Boo lowers attack and defense. And when you do the Ghost Kamehameha, you do greatly lowers attack and defense, which is crazy. Not to mention his passive. He's a nuker and a healer. You don't have to have just Intel orbs. You can use as many orbs as you want, and you will get 12% attack for every orb and 3,000 HP recovered for each key that you absorb. This guy, you can run and not have to use any healing items for some battles. It is ridiculous how good this guy is. So, not to mention his health is ridiculous. So, that's why it's really, really nice. So, this is why Boo is just a little bit above Gotenks, because now if we go over to his supportive cast, and we go into the Intel here, not only do we have stunners like Gotenks area does, but we also have guys like Janemba. We have the nuke. We have quite a few nukers like the Intel Vegito, which is really nice. You have the new Intel Frieza here, which when the turn begins, your attack and defense goes up 60%, which is really, really nice. This TUR Totalus, he is great for stunning, not to mention he gives +3 key to everybody, which is crazy. I really wish I had that guy. I need to build a really good Intel team, which would be really nice. Not to mention you have Super Baby for the nuking abilities, and I love using this Goku here. He turns all orbs, or not all orbs, but he turns all agility orbs into Intel orbs, which is really nice. Not to mention he stuns, so he's a great card overall. And a lot of the good World Tournament cards are actually Intel as well. So this is where Buhan just pulls ahead just a little bit though, because, you know, just the supporting cast, not to mention his passive ability for healing. Yeah, and don't forget that his super greatly lowers attack and defense, whereas Gotenks only does defense. Like I said though, Gotenks, I love running with Gotenks. He is a great character to play. I wish more of my friends ran him. I'm not sure if they really have him, but I would love to be using more Gotenks teams. I can't wait till the Intel kind of banners come back and I can start doing a lot of the Intel events for you guys from challenge videos. Those are going to be really, really fun in my opinion. So, but yeah, so we'll have to put Buhan at number 2. All right, now for number 1, we all knew it was coming. We all knew it, but we have to go with the number 1 slot now, and that of course has to go to, no killing me guys, put that keyboard down. Don't do it. Don't do it. It has to be Super Vegito. Yes, I know. Oh wow, we saw this coming. Well, you know what? You can roll your eyes all you want, but can't deny the fact. You cannot deny it, okay? So, with Vegito, he is the agility guy. He has Ki +3, attack, defense, and HP up 70%. He does immense damage, and he allows his allies to get 30% damage for 1 turn to their attack. He is a tank against normal attacks. Can you imagine if they also did it for supers? The dude would be unbeatable. He would be unbeatable. You would never run anybody else. But he is a tank. You can stop his supers and then just block with him, and he's great. Not to mention you have Golden Frieza, which, yes, his passive was only up to HP 50% or above, but nonetheless, he is a tank. He can take care of those supers. You have Vegito take care of the rest of the supers. Man, it is ridiculous. Putting these guys next to each other and blocking everybody. Oh man, I could walk through hard opponents like no tomorrow. It's great. Not to mention he's got Fused Warrior, Fierce Battle, you know, all this stuff. He even has Shocking Speed, which allows him to link with the new Agility Shadow Dragon, who can then now seal supers. That's why everybody wanted him when this banner came out. No one wanted Omega Shenron unless you truly did want him. They all wanted the Agility Shadow Dragon because he could seal supers and then Vegito can just block everything. So he's amazing. Not to mention he counters, which is really nice whenever you block. And then, yeah, it is just ridiculous. So now let's take a look at what he brings to the table, though, because now we need to also look at his little friends that he likes to come with. You can bring the LR androids, which I don't know many people that have them right now. I would say bringing Super Saiyan 3 Goku is good, but only if you have it for less than 7 turns. Otherwise, he's kind of a nuisance after that. God Goku here, Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Goku. This dude does crazy damage, Not to mention this normal Super Saiyan Blue Goku. This guy does crazy damage as well with his super because it's attack up 100%. With Vegito, I can usually do about 200,000 damage easily. If not, I can increase that no problem. So, not to mention you have Kid Buu here, which is nice for healing every time he brings out. Golden Frieza, which is really nice. The Super Saiyan 2 Goku Rebirth. He gets +3 Ki to everybody for HP is 99% or below, which is really simple to get by. So, not to mention the Agility Gohan and this Rebirth Super Saiyan Goku. They both stun, which is really nice. Agility's got quite a few stunners. If you have this Great Ape Turtles is amazing. He's a great card. He stuns, he goes Great Ape, you name it. It's just ridiculous. I still want this God Goku here. He is an amazing card. I wish I had him. Unfortunately, I don't. But it would be really, really nice. So, but nonetheless, Agility's got some great cards. I mean, let's face it, guys. In the end, all these cards are really, really good. But I have to rank Vegito at the top because that's just the way he is, you know. And I think that's just the way they made him. I know they always tend to favor the heroes over the villains and everything. But that's going to be my order, though. Brawley coming in at 5th. Omega Shenron coming in at 4th. But like I said, very, very, very close. Personally, I still think Brawley is a better character than Omega Shenron in general. But the supportive cast just doesn't help Brawley. If he had some stunners or at least a blocker, I would easily put Brawley above. Then 3rd goes to Gotenks and Buuhan. Like I said again, though, very, very close. And I gave you my reasons before. And then Vegito comes in 1st, unfortunately. So, personally, I love Vegito, though. He's always been my favorite character. Not because of Dokkan. I've loved Vegito ever since he was, you know, ever since I saw him fuse together and fight on Buuhan way back in the anime. It was great. But for this game particularly, I have to rate Vegito at number 1. But like I said, way at the beginning, in the middle of the video, and now, all these guys are really, really good cards. You got it. If you have any of them, they're still amazing. And, you know, I know people are always trying to say, like, you can't beat, you know, this event with this guy. You can't take, like, you know, Brawley and try to beat Omega and everything like that. If you're not able to beat him at the time, just wait for the event to come back. Okay, guys? These events always come back. And you might have a better chance of pulling. Although, Dokkan hasn't been giving us our daily login stones anymore, so I'm a little worried about that. I'm wondering what's happening. I'm wondering if it's because maybe something's supposed to come out by the time this video is already made and you guys are watching this. I'm not really sure, so we'll just have to see. So, anyway, guys, that's going to be my analysis, my thoughts, my opinions on who the best God cards are. Like I said before, and I'll continue to say all the time, they're all amazing cards. It just all depends also with the team that you bring, and those are my rankings. So, let me know down in the comments below what you think. Do you put Buuhan below Gotenks? Do you put Brawley above Omega? Where do you put them? And let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.